How's it going, everyone? And surprise, surprise! Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is a gigantic success. Hoorah! 17 years of waiting, and I had been saying going into the release of this game, I feel like I do a relatively decent job of having my finger on the pulse of what games are gonna be big and predicting sales numbers and things like that. And leading up to the release of Sparking Zero, and this wasn't rocket science either, I just knew, and a lot of other people knew, that this game was going to be an absolutely gargantuan release. And it is an absolutely gargantuan release. In just 24 hours, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero sales have topped 3 million copies. Now, that includes the early access portion of the game sold, as well as the official release. That is, let me reiterate, an incredible success, and we'll talk all about that and a little bit of a note on maintenance that is going on at the end of this video. But primarily want to talk about the level of success for this game that just does my heart joy. As somebody, and a lot of you I know are like this, we grew up with the Tenkaichi games, but I also remember at the time, growing up in the mid-2000s, when these anime games came out, they were kind of tucked away to the corner of the gaming ecosystem, so to speak. They would come out, some of them would do really well. I remember getting Game Informer every month, and you know what game was really hard to find in stores for a little while? Naruto Ultimate Ninja 1 on the PS2, and I remember reading Game Informer, and I want to say, like, the month they came out, they had the top 20 games sold, and Naruto Ultimate Ninja was like crazy high for some reason. Somebody looked that up, but I remember that vividly, and that game was hard to find in stores. But that was still in the mid-2000s, and now looking at Sparking Zero, 3 million copies sold in 24 hours is legitimately a gigantic success. Look at games like Final Fantasy 16 that celebrated 3 million in a week sold. Spider-Man 2, which, you know, FF16 Spider-Man 2, limited to just PlayStation 5, but I would imagine the bulk of the Sparking Zero sales are on the PS5, a healthy amount on PC, I would imagine, and a small amount on Xbox as well, but it topping 3 million copies sold ranks it among the best-selling video games of the year, and it is going to be one of the best-selling video games of the year, which, think about that from the lens of being a longtime anime game fan. This is just outstanding to see the level of success, and imagine the success that this is, and that'll reinvigorate other anime titles to actually be invested into. I talked about the JJK game earlier this year, but that game was an absolute abomination. And I think what Sparking Zero is great for is that, yes, the core Dragon Ball audience is so into it. Like, we all were so excited for it, but I feel like this game has gotten so big that the general gaming audience has also taken attention to it. If you're not buying the game as a not hardcore Dragon Ball fan, or not even a Dragon Ball fan, you at least know about it, and it has gotten on your radar. That is so important, and that is so difficult for an anime video game to do, but Sparking Zero has done exactly that. And what I said about leading up into this game, we don't have to add the qualifier that this is one of the biggest anime games of the year, or the biggest anime games of the year. This is legitimately one of the biggest games of this generation. Let's just take out this year, this generation, and for the people like myself that have grown up with Tenkaichi, to see 17 years later Dragon Ball still popping off to this extent, and the unfortunate news with Toriyama, this game does him justice. And I saw so many people in the comments section saying this is just an absolute love letter, and that's exactly what it is. Issues aside, difficulty aside, which honestly, like, I think everybody's come to the conclusion that the difficulty isn't so bad. Fuse Zamasu, though, oh my goodness, Fuse Zamasu was kind of wild. I ain't gonna lie, Fuse Zamasu was kind of wild. But the game itself is so good, and if you are a fan of Tenkaichi, absolute love letter to you. The flashiness, the visuals, the presentation. There are some issues here and there, you know, connectivity issues. I've definitely noticed that, but for what I wanted out of this game is damn near everything I've ever wanted out of a potential Tenkaichi 4. If you told me a decade ago, hey, what would you want out of Tenkaichi 4? Well, you know, I wouldn't know much about Dragon Ball Super at that point, but you get the idea. From a gameplay, presentation standpoint, design standpoint, this would be close to what I want. Do I think there could be more depth in the single-player campaign as far as exact fights? Yes, but there is quite a lot to the single-player mode. At the same time, 8 campaigns, what-if scenarios, so on and so forth. I do feel like there's a healthy level of replayability. And what is the longevity of this game going to be? It is going to be the online play, playing with your friends, so on and so forth. And I think this is a game that is going to be supported for a very long time. Bandai Namco and Spike Chunsoft did officially announce this in a press release that is in Japanese. So I'm not going to read the press release, but essentially it announced 3 million copies sold. And again, this is just a gargantuan success, you guys. And I know not every anime video game is going to have the confidence from a Bandai Namco to put this kind of budget onto it, to put this kind of resource. Like, Death Note is getting a video game. You think Death Note is gonna get the level of resources attached to it, the Death Note Killer Within or whatever, is gonna get the level of resources attached to it that Dragon Ball Sparking Zero did? Absolutely not, but I think there's a happy medium between Dragon Ball Sparking Zero and the pile of trash we got with the JJK game earlier this year. No anime. If you're gonna license an anime video game, if you're gonna publish an anime video game, don't do an anime as dirty as you did with JJK. I'm not saying everything needs to be Sparking Zero, but there's a happy medium that I think you can cater towards an audience and grow the IP as well. And Dragon Ball has really gotten banger game after banger game. Fighters, Xenoverse, Kakarot. I think a lot of anime could use a Kakarot-style game to expand the IP for people that don't want to watch, whatever, a 250-episode anime. Here's a video game for you guys. I think Naruto could do that so well, and we kind of saw that in the 360 era with Rise of Ninja and Broken Bond, but obviously it's a different climate today. Release that game on all platforms, and I think that would do really well. Dragon Ball games have just been excellent, I feel, and for fans, which these games are targeted towards. I get it that people are coming in and like, yo, there's nonsense reviews. Oh my god, there's so many forms of Goku. Why are there 19 forms of Goku? Damn it, I want 19 forms of Goku. If they didn't include Super Saiyan 3 Kid Goku, who is one of my favorite variants of Goku, I would be upset about that. You damn right Super Saiyan 3 Goku gotta be in there. You damn right Mystic Gohan is gotta be there. Super Saiyan 2 Adult Gohan's gotta be in there. I want all the damn forms. I want Super Saiyan 4. I want Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I want Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. I want Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I want all of them. I want the Z variants of Broly. I want the Super variants of Broly. I want all the damn characters. And you know, it's at an 81 on a Metacritic right now, which I think a lot of people will look at and be like, oh, that's not that successful of a score. But I always feel like anime games have a bit of a ceiling on them, you guys. I think people, just, like, look at the IGN review. It's stuck at a 7, same score as Concord, and I'm not even here to crap on IGN. It's not the same people reviewing all these games. I get it. I think Sparking Zero deserves way better than a 7. The game is targeted for Dragon Ball fans, and I just question if the people that are critically reviewing the game, are they all Dragon Ball fans? Because this is for the hardest of the hardcore Dragon Ball fans, while also offering something that'll be enticing to a new player, but appeasing your core audience, I do feel like has to be of utmost importance. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I absolutely adore this game, but I do have my few issues. Online connectivity does have some issues, and there was a maintenance notice that was sent out. It's going to be happening today. Hopefully they get the online issues figured out, because that has been the biggest issue with the game for me. I know Xbox players, and I had said this in the past, that it's gonna be difficult to find a game, but at this point the game is new and you should be able to find a game fairly easily. Guys, cross-platform play should be in the game. You want cross-platform play. People were bugging out at me when I said that that is a huge shortcoming of the game, to not have cross-platform play. It's absolutely a shortcoming. And why would you guys, like, be upset at me calling that out? Cross-platform play is something that's expected out of video games across the board these days. You should want it out of Sparking Zero, because that is going to increase the longevity of this game. It's going to keep people invested into the game. People with other platforms can continue enjoying the online, even if the online, you know, community does dwindle, which is natural to happen over the course of several years. And you would want your friends on Xbox to be able to play with your friends on PlayStation 5, to play with people on PC. It would be a net positive. Don't tell me it doesn't matter. It would, at worst for you, if cross-platform play was added, yes, there's the thing about people being worried about cheaters. You could always turn cross-platform play off. But generally speaking, with cross-platform titles, you can turn cross-platform play off. Leave it as an option, so if I want to do some casual matchup with my friends on, if I'm playing on PC and my boy's playing on PlayStation, we can play together. If I'm playing on PC, my boy's playing on Xbox, we can play together, so on and so forth. It would just be a nice way to increase longevity, but I digress on that. Hopefully the maintenance issues do figure out some of the connectivity issues. I've had games that were super laggy. Generally speaking, that has been with playing with random people online. If I play with my boys, like, the connection has been super smooth. So, you know, your mileage may vary on that. I've been hearing a lot of various things as far as online connectivity and player experience as far as that's concerned. Hopefully, you know, I guess you can't do it this generation, but I would love to see full local multiplayer get implemented when this game does get upgraded to PlayStation 6, and I know I'm looking so far ahead, but Xenoverse 2, it's been 8 years since that game has come out, and it's still getting updated to this day. Sparking Zero is out in 2024. PlayStation 6 is probably going to be out in 2027, 2028, and by that time, I think Sparking Zero getting a next-gen upgrade and it getting promoted around some Complete Edition, and oh my god, you got full split screen available as well. I think that would do it a lot of good in a couple of years, and you can continue monetizing this game. We know that's what they're gonna do, and hey, more power to you. That's how gaming is done. It's just, you know, stuff like $110 Ultimate Edition with a $15 DLC pack on day one. I'm not crazy about that, but I digress. The game is effing tremendous. It is legitimately one of my favorite games of the year. Am I gonna go as far as to say game of the year? I don't know. I feel like that is a lot of nostalgia bias on my part because it's literally everything that I wanted. But guess what? My game of the year is my game of the year. It doesn't have to be your game of the year. And you know what? I'll throw Sparking Zero in there. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, FF7 Rebirth. Welcome to the club, Sparking Zero. I still gotta finish Metaphor, so we'll see if that enters the fray as well. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.